Hi guys, it's Monday. We were off on Saturday and Sunday because it's bank holiday weekend. We deserve the time off, but we're going to catch up with all the information about the game, Forest, and some kind of injuries going down, and which means change to our transfer policy. Maybe we're covering it all here on the Man United agenda, and I'm joined by Mr. B. Welcome to the Man United agenda. Yes, it's bank holiday weekend, the last bank holiday of the year. And from now on, it's going to be colder, darker nights, football with floodlights, and we're ready to rock. It's time to get busy in the Premier League. You know, playtime is over. No more Ole summer football. Speaking of football, Mr. B, how are you? And we were talking backstage, but I want you to tell the people out there, because you managed a team on Saturdays. You had a friendly at the weekend, didn't you? So how did you get on?
We lost 3-0. It's a very difficult job finding a goalkeeper at the level that we play at.
Yeah.
They say they're goalkeepers, and if he's watching, it's tough. It's just the way that life goes, in it.
Yeah.
If a goalie keeps making the same mistakes, then I think there's an issue. So at the moment, I have an issue that I need to deal with before the season starts. So it might be the return of the Black Barters, to be fair.
I can imagine you being a goalie that plays with your feet, that actually comes out and tackles rather than goes
and shouts and bitches and screams. Yeah, and then when the ball comes to me, if it goes past me, it's not my fault. It's their fault for letting the shot go in. Yeah, I'm one of them. It's everybody's fault but my own. Now, to be fair, I'm ignorant in goal. I'm on there. Right. I don't believe if a man's 20 yards away, unless it's the top corner, then I believe that I should be able to make an effort to make the save. So and I can catch. Yeah, and that's all I are. That's all as a goalie. I just need to be able to catch and don't concede the same goals every week. That's all.
You know what? Because the result could be so different, I imagine, from what you're saying. If your goalie was on form or if he didn't make mistakes.
Well, they had a goalkeeper, a trial goalkeeper, and he made 4 saves that at our level goalies don't make. Right. So he's already cemented himself in their team. And I'm stuck with what I've got, to be fair. But how did yours go? More than because I know we spoke and you were saying that your team was going to get a dicking because you were playing a footballing team and you were worried. So how did yours get on this week?
Yeah, it's one of these YouTube teams we played this week. So obviously the build up to it, I got the lowdown. I had inside information sent to me about the way they play and everything. And I think when it got me on, really on it to really make sure, how do we shut them down? How do we close them down? What the problem I had with my team this year is that I had to. I know I've been with them for a few years. I know how they play and I know their weaknesses. During the preseason, I wanted to work on their weaknesses, which is about making them more compact against the better teams. Because sometimes we get opened up quite easily because they want to attack, they want to go forward, but they struggle to retain the ball. And so when I'm trying to work on these things pre-season, they're not happy about it. They don't realize it's going to come later in the season. We're going to play a team and we're going to have to resort back to that. I want to have plan A, B, and C, but they haven't been able to do that. So last week with my brother, he helped me to set up a little something, tweak it a little bit to make them more attacking, and they loved it. And we won 8-1. This week we had to play against a team that had probably about 70% of possession in the first half. Really good football inside, playing out from the back. One of these bastards, by on the book, they turn up. I turn up there early. They were already changed, and they've got actually a 4-page spread about how they want to play the football. They're on YouTube as well, and we beat them 2-1. Tactically had it. It was a masterclass. So I'm really pleased about that, and the players are on side as well. Based on that, everyone's happy. So everything's bubbling. We just want to go on to next week and perform again. But enough about that.
That's class. Love that.
I'm going to go through some comments quickly, and we're going to tell you what's on the menu tonight. Big up to Big T, say smash them likes. Got Stephanie in the house as well. She's like the third lady. Oh, sorry, she's Big T. It's been a minute. Oh no, Shane hi to Big T. But you could be Stephanie, Emma, and Jackie, and the other girl. All
you got the other girl.
FD9 forever. FD9 forever. They're all top girls for us. Onana is fully drunk. Seriously, what did he do for the first goal against Forest? They're complaining. That's DK, the HD Gamer. Arsenal 1, Man United 2, Haaland in 100th minute. We're talking about the game. That'll be later in the week, guys. That's later in the week. Hush your beak, if you don't mind. Sorry about this. Wait, hush up. Big T's in the house. Lucky Singh's in the house as well. Need a few more players to create and score. He's saying they're having a good debate. Big T's saying here would take another striker. Only 4 days left, and we need to sign everyone for every position as well. I want to say hi to someone very special to the channel. That's Solo. How you doing, Solo? Enough respect to you. Zoe Media House is another one. I forgot about you. Unpopular opinion: McTominay is better than Gravenberch. Yeah, that's
very unpopular. Very unpopular, Zoe. We'll talk about that anyway. That's coming up.
Alex saying, "Hola, amigos." Big up to you. Bath times in the house. How you doing? Yes or no, Juma? Low blow. It's not a low blow, in my opinion. Talk about. Did you see it?
It was a low blow. He milked it for all it's worth, and it would have been interesting if the referee had given it as a punch, whether or not he would have been able to get up. I think he milked it.
I think he would have got up, but he was winded clearly, and that's a knock on Usyk. I think it gives hope for heavyweight division to say, all right, go to the body. He was dropped to the body by the guy who beat Anthony Yard recently, the knockout artist from the light heavyweight. They fought in the amateurs. I forget his name now. The Russian guy beat Anthony Yard recently. Berbatov, whatever.
Oh yeah, he's good though. I know you're talking about.
He's vulnerable to the body, and he sees complaining. He gets Anthony Joshua who's complaining about every shot to the body and falling the ref. So good fight, good effort for the best he could do, I suppose. Triple D, but the result was always going to be there, I think. But it's dark arts again. I think Usyk was winded, from that shot. Anyway, we'll go into it. Big up to Matthew Bassett as well. Lucky Singh, Zoe Media House, Vincent in the house as well. Guys, we've got some topics that we're going to discuss right now.
There's just before you go, just this message. I'll explain. We have an issue. Obviously, I got my football on a Saturday, which takes up the whole of my day from whatever time to whatever time it finishes. Win, lose or draw, I tend to have a big conversation with my uncle Ray and his nephew. So it tends to take me a little bit later into the night. And us being in Champions League now, it's going to make it even worse. So we're trying to sort out something where we can maybe get a stream from our sister channel onto it so that we do get the watch-alongs, and then obviously me and Monday could join. But yeah, that's the situation with the watch-alongs, Zoe. I hope that's helped. And you know what, to be fair, if we've got anybody who wants to volunteer while you're on here to do the watch-along while you're all here listening, then you know what, you only have to drop me or a Monday or the channel a little tweet or a DM, and I'm sure we could work something out. You might know somebody who wants to do the watch along while you're at it. So yeah, sorry, we've drifted completely off, but you know what, look, I'm glad the question came up and now we've got it out there. Sorry, Monday, we can carry on.
It's true though, it's missed, isn't it? I think it's a big void for the channel not to have a watch along, especially again, and it's 3 o'clock kickoff as well, which is something we're not used to on a Saturday. Usually we're in the morning or televised at some point, but this was a 3 o'clock kickoff, and I did watch the game, but yeah, unfortunately we weren't able to do a watch along. Guys, so we're going to do reflections on the Forest win. Is it a win or is it a loss? I think people are still disappointed. Injuries lead to new priorities. Obviously, there's a few injuries and the new priorities in the transfer market as well. And a bit of any other business. We're just here to have a nice cup of tea, sit down and chat as we did about our Sunday teams and Saturday teams. We're going to talk about Man United now. All right, so reflections on the Forest win, Mr. B. You've seen the game. There's positives and negatives, isn't there, to everything? And definitely with this result, we went into the game thinking, yeah, let's try and get 3 points. But after 5 minutes, we're 2-0 down, bro.
I'm glad I was playing my game. I did watch the highlights and I was still mad, although I knew how the goals went in. You obviously on WhatsApp, you get a good description when your friends want to be bantering you as to how the goals went in. But there was definitely an issue in the center of the park for us on Monday. The fact that it was Rashford who was doing the chasing, I kind of blame Wan-Bissaka. You don't go for a header like this, doing aye captain because the sun's in your eyes. So just sort yourself out. These are things that you should have been aware of. So I don't think he was set. Rashford tried to catch him, couldn't catch him, and he plonked it past Onana for the first one. The second one caught us cold again. We have an issue at the centre of the park. I think the fact that Forest changed the way that they were playing probably helped us, because then Nate had the 2 goals and said, "Rah, you know what? Let's try and hold this now for as long as we can hold it for." So I think their style of play helped us. If they had carried on playing how they were playing, maybe they would have got 3 or 4 and we would have been completely out of the game. We do have a problem at the centre of the park, but Rashford playing on the left, Rashford's not a centre forward. I think, we've been talking for the last couple of games that we need to get players playing in the positions that they're supposed to be playing in. Whether or not Martial was whatever he was, but I look at Rashford playing in his own position. And he did fire. Said that the balls that he played, the energy that he had, and he seemed hungrier playing on the left, like he had a point to prove. So I'm glad he's out there on the left. Monday, I'm going to ask you, because obviously, what are we going to do about this midfield situation?
Do you think the midfield situation was highlighted with the goals they scored? I don't necessarily.
What?
They scored in transition. And
it's
a guy got played through and they broke. We weren't set up correctly. I don't think there's a midfield. I think someone's got to organise how we're going to set up. We had a set play. I think we had a corner and they broke from the corner.
Yeah, broke from the corner.
Scored from 1-2 touches and transition, something we want to do on teams. So I think the situation, what it should be, nothing to do with midfield necessarily. We need to set up correctly so we've got enough numbers there to deal with a situation like that. Even if you fouled a man, whatever, before he gets inside our half, take him out, because he's a big, strong runner, and he showed that. He ran all the way through the middle of the park, and people say, "Well, where's the midfield?" We just had a corner. We're set up to attack, but the insurance is you got to have that insurance there to have the players there to deal with situations just in case they try to counter, which they did, and it wasn't good enough. We sort of parted the way. This big, strong guy came running through, and we couldn't hold him. I mean, you got to be smarter than that, and that's what I felt the issue was with the first goal. I'm not going to put blame on the midfield for that, like we have in the previous games. And the second goal, literally seconds later, was a corner, and we're setting up. So obviously, we're in the 6-yard box. We had numbers, maybe it's zonal, dealing with our zone, and it just goes straight in 6-yard box. Wan-Bissaka's man. Wan-Bissaka jumps like that, it goes over him, so he's a static standing jump, when really I would want him to sort of take a yard and attack the ball. You understand what I'm saying? But he's jumped like that, and that's dangerous, and it's hit the guy's shoulder and gone into the net. So for me, I think these are 2 goals, really unfortunate. I was moaning, obviously at the time I was cussing, but it's unfortunate, but it's got nothing to do with the midfield, in my opinion. And then we start to get in the game, and I agree with you 100%, Mr. B. When you're in a situation like that, you're thinking, right, let's conserve this lead. And they had 85 minutes plus the extra time that they have these days to hold on. And I'm kind of pleased that we got back into it, showed a bit of character to get back in the game.
I mean, that's the part. Look, Monday, that's the part that we have to. I'm glad we're scoring goals. I'm glad we scored 3 goals in a game. Offensively, I think we're going to cause trouble. As I said, once the team is built to have all of these components in place, and we've been working without the key component in position for the last 2 games and pre-season.
Yeah,
we've now got half of Martial back, and we've got half of we've got we can now play to a system. It's just that everybody's dropping like bloody flies.
Yeah. So I want to go for some comments because people are talking about this. Sorry, guys, we're staying on topic. So if you're talking about McTominay or transfers, we'll come to that later. But here we go. Some Bath Time, who on this channel we respect Bath Time and for his tactical knowledge. Sometimes he's got good eyes, got observation that sometimes I can't see, and we talk a lot behind backstage as well. And thanks, Bath Time, for the help out with my Sunday team. He gave me some good advice, and it worked, by the way. Didn't give you props at the beginning of the show. Forgot all about it. But yeah, he says, do you think Martinez is struggling in the high line when compared to his box defending last year? That is a question mark I'm not going to answer just yet. Let's have some more evidence for that to say that he's struggling. Give him some time. I'd say Big T saying we were gifted the win. We never went and got the win. 10-man Liverpool put us to shame. Can I just say, big up to Liverpool, man. I watched that game. It's flipping good that they can come back in 10 men and do something like that. You have to say impressive. Lucky Singh, how you doing? He says, I would do better than these Man United, Max Shootbag and Lindelof. So he's vexed. Lucky Singh is really disappointed. Lucky Singh, I'm going to arrange a trial for you to go up to Manchester and prove what you're saying right here.
You know what? He doesn't even have to.
What?
Lucky Singh, we've got a game in May. I have no idea where you're based. You could be local, you could be completely far away. We've got a game in May against Cop Talk. So if you know you've got the talk, then bring it on. As again, you know where we are. Keep it in your memory banks, and we'll keep reminding you. Yeah,
I won't forget this. Lucky Singh, every time you type something, I remember because we want to win. So if you're that good, come down to help us out first of all before you help Man United. You know, let's help the agenda out. Yeah, so here we go. We can also scrap the notion.
Ed Mayhem came from Birmingham.
Okay. Oh, he's from Birmingham, Lucky Singh. All right, you can come down with Mayhem next time. Barthel's saying also you can scrap the notion that Rashford is a powerful athlete after the first goal, meaning that this guy ran through and Rashford couldn't chase him down or wasn't strong enough to stop him.
Are we serious? Are you? Oh no!
Big T saying Rashford and Anthony chasing their goal scorer. Where was the defenders? Bart saying I'm constantly astounded by the amount of vile and ferocious Man United games generate on social media and in TV studios. Rashford is being compared to Tom Daly and Ashley Young. Here we go again. Barthel's saying Big Ten Hag puts his best ball strikers on the edge of the area, Anthony, Ericsson and Rashford, and hope the high line and pace sorts out the transition, which worked amazingly. Alex is saying here, think we bossed the game after the 2 goals. Bruno is absolute class behind the entire game. We absolutely need a clinical striker to link the play and take the markers off Rashford on the left. And we cook. Big up to Andy Herbert, by the way. You see him on Friday nights on the takeaway. Done a great performance. I watched the takeaway the other day from my kitchen. He said, big up, lads. Can't wait for Thursday night, Mr. B. What's happening Thursday night?
I was going to ask, have I agreed to do? Anthony, I beg you. You know my brain's like a sieve, bruv. What have I agreed to do on Thursday? Because I thought it was Friday. Let me know, please, mate. Cheers. Oh, man, what have I done?
Bruno Fernandes, most hated player Premier League captain. Saw Van Dijk get less criticism than what Bruno gets every week. That's a good point, isn't it? Want to say hi to Lucifer. Well, good morning, Star. I call you Morning Star. I don't like saying your first name. But yeah, big up. How you doing, bro? And he's got Bruno. I'm sure he's got Bruno. Is that Bruno? Yep, it is Bruno in his profile picture. I know Matthew's mainly to wind up Mr. B, who messaged me saying we are having a party about McTominay leaving. All right, so there's a bit of McTominay love in the comments as well. So as you can see, look, people are a bit disappointed about what they saw. Montreal FC saying, what I didn't like about Rashford and the goal they scored, I can't pronounce this guy's name, is how he got out-muscled by the smaller guy. Has someone told Rashford that wingers like Giggs and Beckham knew how to physically impose himself?
Was that the guy's huge?
He's massive.
So the ball went over captain Wan-Bissaka, and then it bounced. Rashford got into a tackle with the forward, who I'm sorry, he's bloody massive.
Yeah, he's like the juggernaut.
I don't understand. Yeah,
you're not gonna stop him.
He went off. Rashford started to stumble, tried to catch him, couldn't get round him if he had tackled. So I understand the goal. He's not physically bigger than Iyonyi or Imoni or whatever his name is. So I don't get that part of it. But look,
you know
maybe
what?
He could have. Yeah.
We'll let Iyonyi score a goal next week and take his shirt off, and then we might change our opinion. Because I reckon this guy is built. The way I see him weight people and strength, he is strong as. I've got no criticism towards Rashford. But here's the back of. But I think Mr. B, you get little pelters here. Rashford is so unbalanced, Mr. B. He's the same height as Ronaldo. He has none of the power, and in Keane's words, looks like a child up front because he lacks power. Now, shall we deal with it? Shall we? Because
he's a wide man. He's not a centre forward. he's not a centre forward. So there's not going to be much times he gets into tussles. And then when he does, he wins bloody penalties like he did. What is the...
Let it out, Mr. B. This is therapy night.
No, it's not therapy night. I had my therapy night yesterday and the night before. I don't need another therapy night. I got work in the morning.
Right. Let me say this. In Rashford's defence, I think he's got stronger. Maybe there was an issue before. You can see he's got stronger. He's physically doing the weights. He's lean. He doesn't want to be too bulky and strong, but he's lean and wiry. And I think he's got a bit stronger holding things up. He's not the strongest, granted, and that was shown the other day. But it's like asking him to stop that guy is like asking to stop a bus. You know, it's not going to happen. This guy is too strong, and when he's in that sort of running in his full sprint and sees goal, you know, it's always harder running the other way. And Rashford's probably thinking, don't want to give away a red card or anything like that. But it happened, man. It happened, and I can see that guy doing it to many people, even the strongest of the strong this season. Mr. B, you're going on the show on Thursday night with Anthony Herbert.
Okay. Well, look, just I beg you, Anthony, just remind me, bro, because I'm gonna bloody forget. Look, just remind me. No problem.
Just a couple more on Rashford. Zoe Media House is saying Rashford isn't known for being physical. Rashford's weaker post shoulder injury. He's weaker since the injury, basically saying there. Rashford's not a powerful player. He isn't Haaland. He's there for pace to the touchline, to whip a ball in or ride a challenge and bang a goal in. Big up to Bailey. Bailey said, "Full belly man don't work." Is that one?
No, it's not. But is this a dig? Is this a dig at Rashford? Please, I want to. I think I know where he's gone with it. But look, let me know. And if you're talking about my belly, you can't see it from here, so I know you're not talking about me.
Okay, so two more here. Alex saying Rashford. Okay, we read that one, but finally, Bartholom saying, I asked you who was the most powerful runners in the team, and you said Wan-Bissaka, Rashford, and McTominay. After the weekend, I think we crossed Rashford off the list. That was the point he was trying to say. Big T saying Rashford could put a tackle in if he was not initially been jogging as well. And Man United saying, good, thanks, Matthew. Hope you're doing well. Okay, bring on Arsenal. Yeah, we do want to bring on Arsenal. All right, so we've got focused on Rashford and not the game. Rashford set up the first goal, didn't he? This is old school Rashford. Jockeying, got into the box, jockey. And unlike Anthony, went on his weaker side, his left foot, squared the ball to Eriksen, who was kind of unmarked, 2-1.
Beautiful. I don't have a problem. It's his position. But he played with his head up. How much times do we say we want our wingers to get in and play with his head up? He didn't smash it across the goal like Sterling. Though Sterling had a good game and the cross was he put it into an era. He found the player. So that's all you could ask for from your left winger. You go past the player, stand him up, and then you find the man for the tapping. Boom. Perfect goal. No problem with the goal. And
well done to Eriksen coming back into the side and getting that goal. He's got we're not saying he's got the pressing power of Mount, but he gets himself to good positions. He does do a lot of work. He gets in up and around the pitch. Maybe not with the physicality of some others, but he was there, intelligent enough to get in that position and slot it home as he did. 2-2. We had a penalty, didn't we, with Rashford again, who went down. That was the last goal, wasn't it? That was to equalise. But there was a second goal we scored, and I'm trying to recall now.
Was it a free kick? It was the ball out. They played it out to Rashford. Rashford played it over to Bruno, and then he headed it in for Casemiro, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's right. That's right. So this is a training ground kind of move. It was switched to play, sent over to Bruno, who squared it across the 6-yard box for Casemiro, who almost messed it up, but touched it down and flung it into the net. Casemiro still scores goals, doesn't he? Most certainly. Credit to him. So Rashford was involved in the first and the third goal. Bruno squared when he should have scored last week with a header. He's actually squared it this time for Casemiro to score, and Casemiro's getting himself in the positions at set pieces where you know he's going to be a danger. He's very good at this. So fair play to him. Fair play to Eriksen. Fair play for Rashford for getting an assist and the penalty as well. So 2 assists. Fair play for Casemiro for getting in the end of things and scoring goals. Fair play for Bruno for rather than heading over the bar, squared it for him. I like to see that.
So, Monday, you said, congratulations, well done. Why are people disappointed? This is what I thought you meant, Bailey. That's what I thought you meant, to be fair. Why are people disappointed with the performance then? Is it because we conceded the 2 goals early? because Rashford played in his position, did well. Casemiro scored a goal. I think he'll probably get us. He could get 7
Double
or 8
figures.
for the season.
Yeah,
Reckon he
maybe.
could get double. Reckon he'd get 10.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, look, man, the guy's getting up there and scoring goals. So, yeah, I totally agree. There's one goal he scored last season where it was like last minute, I think. He ran up and he leaped and boom, and headed it, got in there. And I can't remember what the game, but all I remember was like, Ross, that guy is so good to do that. This is something, I saw Jamie Redknapp talking about young players doing tricks. Look at, compared to like Sarab, for example. Young Sarab. He keeps saying he wants to turn pro. And he's doing all these tricks and he can do flicks and juggle the ball well. But when he's playing, it's the desire, the intelligence, the IQ I don't see. So Jamie Redknapp was talking about the other day. He said, you got to have that drive. When we saw Ward-Prowse score a goal the other day, he drove into the box. He had that desire, And I think Casemiro's got that desire too when it's on, when it's needed. He's got that experience and leadership to come and get us back into the game. So I'm really pleased about that. Bailey saying here, when you're hungry, you work harder. Just like boxing with silk pajamas, we need more hungry belly players with a chip on the shoulder. That quote was from Marvin Hagler. He said, "It's hard to get out of bed when you're in silk pajamas.
I get it.
Do out and do your road work every morning, go training." And that's a great point from Bailey. Welcome to the channel, man. Big up, good knowledge there. Casemiro says, Matthew Bassett, Ericsson is our best midfielder. I think we should be constructing a team around him. We signed him, Mr. B, when we played Brentford, when he was playing for Brentford, didn't he? And he dominated the game. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I listen. I have no problem with Ericsson playing in certain games, or get the positioning in the team where it does. His lack of pace maybe doesn't affect how we play as a team. There's ways of protecting players. England do it with Maguire all the time. There's ways of protecting players in a structure in a team.
Yeah.
But I think Ten Hag wants the team to play his way, and he's not into protecting players. Eventually, he's going to work out that he can't do the job he wants to do. He can't do the job he wants to do. And those players will be out. Those players will be gone. And then he's going to touch wood. He's going to try and get the players in that can play the way that he wants to play. So we've still got another couple transfer windows before he gets it to what he wants, and then it's about adding.
Okay, so Vincent saying here, it was a great week. We won 3-2, even though we didn't deserve to win the game and deserve to draw. The under something, they won 4-1, under 21s, I think he's saying there, or the under 18s maybe, and under 23s won 10-1.
10-1, yeah.
Okay, impressive. Man United saying here, Rashford gets too much stick. I think he's saying stick, not stock. At times, we've relied on his goals for the last 2 seasons. We've been lacking striker for years, so he's been filling it. Bath time saying here, because we went 2-0 down in 4 minutes and relied on refs to get the win. Rashford is trying to end hungry bellies. That's big T. That's a good point, isn't it? I mean, are the players wearing silk pajamas or driving flash cars and not? They have to go training anyway.
We're
talking about the desire here to do the work. There's a question mark by people in the panel.
No, because I think their pay is relevant to the job that they do.
Right.
I don't think, they earn a lot of money, but I bet their outgoings are a lot worse than ours. You see their electricity bill, you see their car insurance bill, you see their whatever. I understand.
But are you seeing desire? Because there's a question mark.
Well, what players in our team do you think lack desire? Bar the ones who aren't playing and the ones who don't want to leave because they want to get paid enough money before they piss off. I see desire in our team.
Okay.
I do. There's players who maybe don't show the aggression. I like aggressive players.
Yeah.
I do. I'll be honest. I just like, whether you're a winger, be aggressive, go past him. If you're a defender, be aggressive, be up his ass. If you're a midfield, be aggressive in everything that you do. Talking to the ref, go. When you're facing up your players, be aggressive. You're not on the pitch to make friends. You know what I mean? For that 90 minutes, whether you know them or not, they're not your brethren. You go. It's war for 90 minutes. You know what I mean? I want aggression. You don't want to see man smiling after the game, smiling, do what you want, or walking down the tunnel. But you see, while you're playing, I want a man to kick his head in, and that's maybe not his head, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, ruthless aggression, as Paddy used to say.
Paddy, yeah,
that kind of thing. Alex is saying here, Rashford was involved in all 3 goals. So yeah, Bath time reminded me he was involved in the second goal as well. Squared for Eriksen, chipped the ball for Bruno to square to Casemiro, and then drew the pen for Bruno to win us the 3 points. So well done, Rashford. That's for Fantasy Football League, that's great. 3 assists or almost 3 assists. It's good stuff, man. Zoe's saying here, Mr. B, some fans like to hate, even when a player like Rashford plays well. They always find something to hate about. Can't do that against better opposition, says Matthew Bassett. And Marcus spoke about a player in America that was unreal but didn't have the drive to make it. So if you go back and watch the interview we did with Marcus, myself and Bath Time, he's a coach. He played out in America, and there's a lot of talented players out there, all the ball skills, all the ability, but didn't have the drive to make it. And that's what really counts with Man United. And as it says here, Casemiro, he's got that drive. I have a tiger. When you come from like a lot of boxers come from poor countries or poor neighborhoods, from the ghetto or from the slums of Brazil or Argentina, you know, they got the hunger, you know. So I think that's what really counts. I think you really have to sort of get to that level and still be hungry to make it. So anyway, we got back. I think we showed the hunger to get back in the game. Fair play to Man United. It was really good. But there's a few issues we had. And do you want to say big up to Diggs? He's saying, what's up, guys? Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. And Bailey again. I'm going to read out Bailey. Because you're new, Bailey, I'm going to read out your comments. Sorry, guys. But he said, heard we were thinking of swapping McTominay for Gravenberch. And there's reports of Hallberg, I saw that today, from Tottenham. What's your opinion on that? We're going to come to that now, guys, because obviously there's been changes to our policy because injuries lead to new priorities. You like that one?
That was smooth.
Obviously, there's been changes to our policies because injuries lead to new priorities. Smooth.
You like that one, didn't it? Smooth.
Yeah, Mr. B. So give us an update now. What's going on with these injuries? Who's out, and what's changed with our priorities now?
Well, boy, look, we know Shaw's out.
Yeah,
that muscle injury, fine, but the fact that they're talking about finding 3 or 4 left back replacements, that's not a short-term injury. Now it sounds like he's going to be out until November, by all accounts, which is quite a few games. And then Malacia, I'm sure they haven't even said when Malacia was back. So right now they need a left back. They obviously, young Fernandez probably would have done okay for a couple of games, but if you're looking until November, what's that, 12 matches, including Champions League?
Yeah.
That's a lot of games to have somebody who hasn't played. So they're looking for a left back. My issues are, I think we should have probably got the centre midfield already, because now obviously priorities are changing.
Yeah.
Where's the money going to come from for these priorities now? They're looking at Cucurella. They're looking at Reguilon.
Yep.
They're looking at that dead old Brock Alonso, who it makes absolutely no sense. And there was somebody else who came up. Now, Rico Henry.
Oh, Rico Henry from Brentford. Okay.
From Brentford.
He's good. I
don't think the Rico Henry one's going to happen. Chelsea would be more than willing to get Cucurella off their wage bill and take some sort of fee from us. So the fee that they now going to take from United, if the Cucurella deal comes off, is now taking the price of the midfielder that we couldn't afford before.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got problems. We've got 4 days to get what? How much deals? Amanda, how much deals do you think we need to get done in those 4 days?
Before this, we were saying 2. Now that we've got this issue, November, that 2 left backs are out, Malacia and Luke Shaw. November, that's a long time off. How many games is that? I mean, including Champions League and League Cup games, that's a lot of games. There was also, I read, it was just an opinion, saying that Alvaro Fernandez, the left back, is not physically ready yet. And a lot of us would have liked to have seen him come in, and this was the opportunity for him. But it looks like he might be going out on loan. Obviously, Brandon Williams has gone out on loan. Oh, no, he's been sold to Ipswich. And good luck today. They lost in a classic game against Leeds the other day. Go and check that out. So, yeah, we have to look elsewhere. We were talking about Ryan Bertrand. Was it? What's his name? From
Ryan Gravenberch. Oh, Bertrand. Yeah.
But that seems to have sort of died down. So let's talk about the 3. You've got Alonso, we've got Reguilón, and we've got Cucurella. Cucurella costs a lot of money from Chelsea. For Chelsea bought him for a lot of money. Doesn't seem to be getting the side, but they haven't got backup. I'd be surprised if they sold him or put him on loan to us because it makes us stronger. Reguilón apparently is good, not wanted. They got another left back in, and they got Sessegnon as well. So that's a possibility. I remember when he was at Seville. I think he was at Seville before. He was bombing up and down. He was very good attacking, very quick, and I thought there was a good player there. But he's sort of gone down the pecking order at Tottenham. And then obviously Marcus Alonso, which apparently seems like the most realistic one, which they're talking about a 1 year loan and a year, and then a 2 year contract, 1 year loan, second year.
Why? Why will be? I'm on there. He's older than me.
Hold on. Let me sell him to you. Let me sell him to you, Mr. B. Okay. Did you know his last season in the Premiership, he had 9 assists for Chelsea? Now, mind you, he might have been playing in the back. I don't know if you guys in the comments know. Chelsea in 2021 were playing a back 5, maybe. He wasn't playing in a back 4, left back, maybe. I don't know. But 9 assists for a fullback. That's really good. He's good at set pieces, free kicks. We haven't got a left footer with a good free kick, you know, and crosses and that kind of thing. He's 6'2". He was sure up our defense, as in set pieces and winning headers and that kind of thing. The other 2 guys are 5'7", bro. So he's 32 years old, but he's got enough experience. He knows the Premier League. Do you understand what I'm saying? The only issue I'd have, defensively, he might not be as strong, but definitely going forward, that's his forte.
So we're buying a defender who can't defend. Well. So we're going to buy a defender who can't. So we're going to buy a defender who can't defend.
Maybe, but what's the other options? Are they going to provide us with another option to list? Because these are the suspects that we're looking at. And out of the 3, I think he's the most realistic to get. Because it looks like
you think he's more realistic than Cucurella? Chelsea don't business about selling players to rivals. If they don't want them at their club, I don't think Chelsea are too bothered. They sold us Mount. All right, they might have thought he was crap, but we're a rival. They sold Arsenal Havertz. Whether or not he's any good, he's a rival. I don't see them seeing it being an issue as long as they can get the player off their books. I think Cucurella would be easier to do than the Alonso deal, to be fair.
I think Cucurella was a player I really liked at Brighton. I don't know what's happened to him, why he's not playing so much, but I wanted him at Man United when he was at Brighton. I think he's got good technique, holds the ball really well. He would be, for me, a perfect replacement long term, you know. But I just don't know about the money situation, Mr. B. They spent 50, 60, 70 million, I don't know, on him. I just don't know if that's realistic for us right now. Reguilón, Bath time wants Reguilón to come in. We need Marta Diaz to save us. What else are you guys saying? Baffy Bassett saying here, all loan moves or free agents for the left back position. That's what we're probably going to be getting. Vincent is joking here, I hope. He said, well, Mr. B, it won't be Lukaku. He's off to Roma, so we're not getting him for sure. So they're saying 4. We need 4 deals, the guys in the comments. Brentford surely won't be getting rid of their first starting left back. I agree with you. Big up to DK Wilson, all the way from America. He said, Bath time, Freddie, I do remember him, the 15-year-old superstar who ended up on his face doing nothing in football. He was way too young for all the press he was receiving in the US. And as you see, so it's all, you know, careers can just go down the drain a lot of the time. What we're saying here, Friday, deadline transfer day will be a busy day for Man United. So we better do a show, Mr. B. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Oh, please. Alvaro deserves his chance. Yeah, it wasn't me saying that. I read that. Someone opinion was saying he's not physically ready. That's probably why we're looking for left backs and not going to put him in, because then we would have, you know, with Dalot there as well. We need to get Bailey, Donny van der Beek, and possibly Scott out as well to maximise our signings. And Lucky Singh is just saying, crazy guys. This Alonso guy, he's not happy about Alonso. I'd be keen. Would like Alonso. Alonso isn't the worst signing, says Bath time, because he can probably do centre back as well and provide more cover. Bailey saying here, why can't we put Martinez at the left? Do you want to touch on that? Left back, Martinez,
and then play who at left and at centre back? Just asking, because if he calls Harry Maguire, we're banning him from the chat. Who are you going to play as the other centre back? Come on.
Oh dear. Good question, Bailey. Can you answer that for Mr. B? Black Bolt saying here, we're signing everyone's rejects, always last minute transactions. Chelsea just want their players off the book, says Lucky Singh. So, okay, agree with you, Mr. B. I would prefer to, if we go out and get Henry, really like him, pace, strength, eye for goal. Don't rate Cucurella at all. That's from Alex. I like Cucurella, man. Come on, guys.
Everybody was crap at Chelsea last season, so I'm not sure you could really, blame Cucurella as such.
Yeah,
I just think he would be. I just think he would be the best option on Monday. That's all. I just think he would be the best option.
Zoe Media's House is saying, I'm sure Johnny Evans started his Man United career at left back. Why can't we use him there as cover for sure? I would say no.
No chance. He wouldn't get up the pit. No.
When you get old and you're trying to, like, left back, you need to get up and down and have legs and be sprinting. I just don't see that. He'd be blowing out of his batio quickly. Box is saying here, all the players seem like stick on plaster jobs for a leak. We've got Vaughan again. Sorry, Box is saying again, don't discriminate, because Bartime said something about the players, the characteristics of players that we're signing. I'm not going to read it out, but I had it up earlier. Bailey saying we just need to be sticking plaster until our left backs are ready. So maybe not sign anybody and just run with what we got. It's going to be hardcore though. That's a big risk, isn't it? Talk about in it. Bartho saying Utes in it. Yeah, Box. That's right. Big T saying here, Red Horse getting assists and Fred scoring since his left. Did we hold them back? And DK saying, do you think the league is changing fast to bigger, more athletic and aggressive players? And do you think Man United is behind in this regard? Are we, when we look at our side, Mr. B, are we getting bullied? Do we need to be physically stronger? And Randnick said that when we first come.
I think we do. I think in certain positions of the pitch, we probably need more physical players. Ideally, you want a physical player who can play football. I just don't want a physical player. It's not rugby. I just don't want a man who can run somebody over, because when he's got the ball, he can't do nothing with it. That's the part. That's the part of it that I want. You want a dual player at the moment.
So if look, so Malacia and Shaw are out to November. We still got players at the club that maybe we want to get rid of, and we want to get signed. Don't you think a loan deal would be better? Because Malacia and Shaw are our two guys. Once they're fit, there wouldn't be no issue there. So do you think we should be focusing on a loan deal rather than signing?
What's quicker? Whatever deal is, I would say loan, because that means that we've got actual physical money to spend on another Monday. We've had all this time to make the signings and we've only made 3. I can't see now all of a sudden the left back's been injured since Friday. They're going to magically pull a left back signing out of the bag. It's going to have to be a loan. I think it's going to have to be a loan deal.
Okay, so probably we're getting rejects, but I think it's going to be a short-term cover, because by November, whoever comes in, I don't care whether it's Alonso, Reguilon, or Cucurella, I imagine Luke Shaw or Malacia would be over them. Maybe not Cucurella. Look, guys, I like Cucurella. I'm saying this now. I like Cucurella. Do a great job for us. Omondi, I went to the match on Saturday and bumped into Man United agenda Stuart Marshall before the game. Wicked. I followed Stuart Marshall on Facebook, and he was showing me pictures of him and his boys going up there. They have their road trip from London to Manchester. You know what? And you're going from Burnley to Manchester, Vincent. I love the fact that you guys go to all the home games and enjoy it. There's Shah up there. There's Paddy. There's Andy Tate as well. So many agendaites going to the game. So what we really would like from you guys is a bit more vlogs, video reactions, or something live from the game to give us the atmosphere, if you don't mind, because we're stuck down here in London. We don't really get to go. Dan Burns got eaten alive by Nunes the other day. Because it was suggested that we get Dan Burns. They wouldn't sell to us. I can't imagine that. Would you take Ndidi? No. From Leicester, I wouldn't. Why not get Pavard, who played right back and left back?
That deal's done.
He's gone.
I reckon he's gone into. Yeah, he's gone into Milan.
Okay. McTominay, I hope we can show him a new adventure and get Amrabat and Gravenberch in. That's from Lucky Singh as well. Big up to Andrew Williams, by the way. Absolutely not, Big T. He's one of the worst passers in the Premiership has ever seen. That's a talk about Ndidi. I know that. That always goes off about how poor he is as well. And Pavard is possible, says Zoe. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe something I don't know. To get midfield, which should be prioritised first, is Lucky Singh. All right, so here we are. We've got a sticky situation, Mr. B. And I think it's going to take up a lot of our shows because it's important we get someone in. Just your final thoughts, just to summarise. what out of the three that's available at the moment would you get, and why? And why? Forget the money. If say the money's there, which out of the three that are available would you get, and why? And what sort of deal? And what do you expect from them?
I would go for Cucurella just because he was good at. I mean, the thing is, you take these players out of Brighton, that Brighton bubble, and they don't play as good.
Right.
I'm not definitely not Reguilón. Definitely, absolutely
why?
not.
Why not regular? Just tell me why. I thought he's
wasn't
good.
he a Spurs? He weren't good enough for Spurs. Why is he going to be good enough for us?
Okay.
Come on, man. No. And I just think Alonso's too old.
So who are you picking then?
Cucurella. Yeah, I'll take.
Cucurella.
Yeah, of the three, I would be going for Cucurella.
Okay, a few more questions for you and a few more comments. I'm just going to read out for you, Mr. B. So stay on your toes. We got one from Ramos. He's saying Rico Henry would be a great option. I don't know, would they sell to us? Black Belt was saying here we're in the Champions League. We need younger, fit players this season. I want to say hi, and he's saying, "What's up?" It's Geordie.
Hey, he was on
Friday night.
He was on Friday. He was giving us joke on Friday. I think he was on the takeaway on Friday. Yeah. Welcome back, Geordie, man. Welcome back.
How are they feeling? They can't hold a lead at the moment, can they? I don't want to cuss Newcastle. I like them. I like them. But you should have done the business against Liverpool, man. You should have done it. We have the players. It's just the players are mental midgets, as Andrew Williams. Not sure how you change their mentality. Good question. And here's a question for you. Would Mr. B take loan swap of Scott for Gravenberch? So a swap deal going to Bayern Munich, McTominay, because apparently they're quite interested in him, and we get Gravenberch in return.
Can you see the smile coming on my face? Can you see this? I'm trying not to smile. I'm trying to be so I would hold a blues dance if that deal comes off and that is real. I can't believe that. I can't believe that that's something that Tuchel could or want to do. Don't get me wrong. I understand they want the physical runners. They want that kind of powerful runner in midfield for German football. But if that's a deal that they're willing to do and it can be done, I would be over the moon. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Anthony at left back says sub-vids. Okay, yeah, we'll leave that one alone. Geordie's saying, did the match really happen last night anyways? Yeah, crazy game. But at the start of the show, I did give credit to Liverpool because I thought that was just amazing the way, with 10 men, I thought they were out dead and buried. You guys, though, don't give Newcastle a top side for sure. Black Bolt saying Nunes would have been a Man United player. He's starting to show some form now. A barn dance at Tamworth Airdrome with jets from Gladiators. Yeah, oh,
I'll do that. She probably doesn't look too bad now still nowadays. It's all right. I'll do that.
Oh, dear. Jet from Gladiators. Wow. Anyway, enough from us, guys. We're going to wind it up now. But what have we got on this week? Because obviously, guys, when it's big fight, like fight week, when there's a big fight on, we talked about boxing. We're mixing boxing football a lot now. But when it's fight week, everyone gets ready. You see the press conference. You see the little spar pad work they do, for the fans and all that kind of thing. You see the face-off, which Mr. B will be doing on Thursday night. Guys, don't forget, this week, we're playing Arsenal. Now, this is massive for me. For me and Mr. B, this is massive. Guys, I want you to start praying and get yourself in the right frame of mind because it's war. We are prepared for battle, whether it's on the Man United agenda and whether it's for Man United on the pitch as well. We are going head-to-head with a team that think they are the business right now. And it's going to be massive. So I'm getting myself into war mode. Like Hagler had on his cap against Hearns, war. Or like Chisora says, war Chisora, or whatever. Or like it was in the late 90s and early 2000s, Man United versus Arsenal. We want war. It's a massive game. Mr. B, we're going to build up to that. But what else we got planned for the week?
It's only Arsenal hatred, to be fair. We're good. We'll do that. Look, it's going to be a crazy week. In a week where we've got Arsenal on a Sunday, we've got the transfer window closing, 11 o'clock Friday. So at some stage, I know there's going to be. It might be a long stream, it might be a double stream, it might be a stream where people jump in and out. But we're going to have to cover. We'll work out how we'll probably do a mega stream on Friday where we'll just be sitting down here talking about whatever we want to talk about, we get people jumping in enough. I think we're going to need a little bit of help because we're going to be fried by the end of it, to be fair, if we end up doing it completely on our own. We've got, to God knows what day the preview is going to be. And then we need to buy players. We need to buy players. I mean, one of the most disgusting links I heard today, somebody came up in the chat, bloody Højbjerg. Now, I'm hoping it was we were offered Højbjerg and we haven't made the inquiries about Højbjerg.
Yeah.
Because if we've inquired about him, we're dead. I'd rather keep Scott. I'd rather keep Scott than us be going in there.
I think he's a good player. Just that he's not in favour with the new manager. I still think he's a good player.
On Monday? You serious?
I am serious, yeah. He keeps it simple. He does what he says on the label. Just basics. He does exactly what he's expected to do. No frills.
Really?
Breaks up play.
Would you take Højbjerg?
He works hard.
You take Højbjerg in the Man United midfield?
Look, I'm just saying.
I've asked you a question. It's a simple 1 or 2 in the words of Solo.
I don't want to. All right, not in any other world, no. But in this, multiverse where we live in, where we got injuries, we got issues, then maybe
don't say it. Wow.
Anyway, guys, let's get ready for war. It's war week. We are playing Arsenal. Do you guys think we can win this game? Zoe's saying here, she's saying, looking forward to seeing how Haaland gets on against Arsenal, if he should start. Bro, when does the Qatar takeover happen at United? They've been telling us for like months now. Yeah, we just don't know. We don't know, do we? And Andrew Winner saying, I'm not 100% either. But at the end of the day, all right, Triple G is a fraud and a quitter, he's saying here. I disagree. Guys, 20 in the comments. Give us a like. Mr. B and myself will be back tomorrow. Yeah, DK Wilson's giving us hope here, saying Arsenal are beatable. Can we beat them at the Emirates? Bartow saying, I bite your hand off for a point at the Emirates. They are so far ahead of us from what he's seen so far. And Vincent saying, God, is that the guy who killed someone when he was driving? Okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
We've realized that we need to say allegedly. So that's an alleged comment there, yeah.
He's talking about the guy. Yeah, I know he's talking about the guy who used to be at Man United who we got rid of. He had a car incident. Zoe saying here, we dealt with Arsenal pretty easy for us during pre-season. I'm confident. 2-2 versus Arsenal, says Geordie. Thanks for that. And he's talking about Marcus Alonso. Vincent's talking about Marcus Alonso. Of course, I forgot about that. So that's where it's now. After I mentioned it earlier about the characteristics of players we're buying, we were going to buy the Hungarian racist, and we're now going to buy someone who's probably convicted.
I'm sorry. What have I missed? Is this fact or is this alleged?
In fact, he had a car accident in Spain, I think, and it's sort of he killed somebody or someone died during the accident.
Okay.
So, anyway, guys, we're going to sign out now. Just want to say,
see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's on. Let's get busy, guys. Go out there, be proud of Man United. We came back from 2-0 down, and we're going to Arsenal this week. And we might be on our knees regarding our squad depth and injuries and all that kind of thing. But I think we can do it. And this is Monday. Come Friday, trust me, we're going to be swell up chests and ready to go.
I do think that if he does it, let's save it because we're going to drift and we're going to talk. But I've got a theory as to what's going to happen. So
no, drop the theory now. Do it on Monday so people can look back and say, "You see, Mr. B, he's a prophet."
He's not going to continue with that Partey experiment. Partey at right back, he will not do it for the game against us.
Just quickly,
his process is going to be flawed
because they've kind of changed it up, haven't they? So Saka, where he usually gets in one-on-one situations quite easily, Fulham went back to a 4-4-2 and they doubled up on him. And it's like, all right, he had to pass back, which he did for the first goal they scored. Well done, Pereira. Thanks for doing some good work for us, former player. But it's going to be interesting how we set up. I think don't want to go too deep into tactics and everything else. All we want from Man United right now is the aggression and take it out of your silk pajamas and start walking barefoot and get the bus to training or ride a bike or something. Show some old school desire. and then we can beat Arsenal Football Club. But Mr. B, thanks again, and we will see you tomorrow, no doubt about it. Thanks, guys, in the comments. Good night.